Welcome back to the World According to Briggs and a video about America's real estate bargain bin, where your down payment is 3 digits, your neighbor's lawnmower is probably worth more than your car, and Zillow actually says, yeah, that's the real price, we're not scamming you. Today we're counting down the US cities where you could still snag a house for under $200,000. Yes, it's a real thing, it does exist. Some are move-in ready, while others are bring your own tetanus shot. For this video, I pulled the latest Zillow average home values, so this isn't fantasy land, it's the actual market prices. We'll start with the pricey cheap towns and end up with places where $100,000 gets you a porch, a garage, and maybe a cousin that the locals seem to think is okay to date. I don't know. That should tell you right there, we got plenty of southern states on this list. So if you're house hunting on a mortal's budget, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's go shopping in the discount aisle of the American dream. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. 38 Erie, Pennsylvania. Yes, you can get a home for $199,034 in Erie, Pennsylvania. Why is that? Well, the lake effect snow is Erie's unofficial HOA. It piles up your driveway for free and keeps the prices low enough that even your snowblower feels rich. Now, right away, you're going to think this place got to be horrible. $199,000? That's too cheap. How bad's their crime? It's not bad at all. It's only 4% above the national average. Normally, when a place is really cheap, all the other stats suck. You know, it'll be cost of living's low, housing is low, and, everything else is really high. No, 4% above the national average. I know some of you who've never watched this channel before are right now thinking, but it's above the national average. Yes, and we probably got 12 cities in this country that their violent crime rate and their crime rate overall are over 400% above the national average. So like I said, 4% is nothing. 4% is safer than downtown Disney. 37, Scranton, Pennsylvania, where you can get a house for $189,266. Yeah, that's the average home value there. After The Office stopped filming, the city kept that paper company energy. Lots of empty cubicles and a discount on everything, including houses. Crime here is actually lower than the national average, 24% lower. That's outstanding. A lot of the other stats aren't so great. They don't have a lot of jobs, things like that, but their crime is low, schools are decent, healthcare is decent. It's just an affordable place to live. It's nothing exciting, and when there's no excitement, things get cheap. 36, Springfield, Ohio, where the average home value is $184,939. Automakers left like someone yelled closing time, and the housing market still hasn't realized the song ended in 2008. This one has bad stats all the way around, except for cost of living and real estate. And that's always the case. Like I was just saying, that if it really sucks, 90% of the time, the housing and the cost of living are going to be cheap because the suckage meter lowers prices, and they've got a really high suckage meter. And if you're wondering what suckage meter is, it's just something I came up with in my head. 35, Binghamton, New York. Now, to drive the locals crazy, sometimes I like to mispronounce something. And a couple years ago, I called this place Bingingham. And I swear I got death threats over that, over a name. And I was just messing around the whole time. But it is actually Binghamton. And their average home value there is $179,481. That is outstanding. Sure, it's got some drawbacks, but it's under $180,000. Tech boom, more like tech echo. IBM memories are cheaper than mortgages, so houses price accordingly. This place has some crime, not crazy, but it's there. Big problem is they've got no jobs. They used to, now they got nothing. So if you want to get a cheap house in a place that gets some snow, better bring a job with you. Work online, work from there. 34, Kokomo, Indiana. Now, years ago we did a video and Kokomo was horrible. It's gotten better. I mean, it's a far drive from being a great place to live, but it is cheap, that's for sure. The average home value here is $176,960. That is not bad. The stats, though, used to be really bad in Kokomo. They've gotten a little bit better, and healthcare is getting really good grades here now. It's ideal for retirees on a budget. You just might not have any of your family come visit you in your new retirement spot, so keep that in mind. 33, Wilkes-Barre, PA. Now, this is just down the road from Scranton, and they share a lot of the same things. For instance, the average home value here is only $175,537. So back in the day, this was all about coal, and the coal barons left and took all the money and the chandeliers with it. The rest of the people got Victorians at yard sale prices. All the other stats are very similar to Scranton. Number 32, Rockford, Illinois. Once a machine tool titan, now it's where you could buy a 3-bedroom house for the price of a Chicago parking ticket. The city makes Chicago look safe. Yes, this is one of the most dangerous cities in Illinois and pretty much the entire country. Everyone focuses on Chicago because that's a big city, but Rockford is a nightmare, and they've been hemorrhaging people and jobs forever. So homes here are dirt cheap. Matter of fact, you can get one for $171,458. Not a bad price. 31, Princeton, West Virginia. You can get a home here for about $167,072. This is scenic mountains, modest paychecks, and homes priced like they're apologizing for the commute. And don't be confused, this is not the Princeton where the Ivy League school. That one's in New Jersey, actually. 30, Niagara Falls, New York. The average home value here is $166,532. That is not bad. Everyone comes here to see the waterfalls, but then when they stay on the Canadian side because it's safer. Niagara Falls, New York is not a great place to live. It's great if you really want a cheap house. $166,000 is cheap. 29, Canton, Ohio. Average home value, $165,000. This is where the legendary NFL Football Hall of Fame is, and it's a pretty cool place. The Hall of Fame has trophies, but the real estate has make-do listing specials, which are really cheap. Yeah, Canton's not that bad of a place. I mean, it's not a great place to live. It does have a Hall of Fame, but I mean, if you live there, you go there a few times and you're pretty much burnt out. So, still pretty cool. 28, Marion, Ohio. Yep, staying in Ohio. The factories hit the snooze button and never woke up. So the homes are listed at please move in levels. But $158,000 is not bad. 27, Terre Haute, Indiana. Yep, we're staying in the Midwest for quite a lot of this video. The average home value, $156,328. Not bad. This is where college town meets manufacturing hangover. Terre Haute's another place that doesn't have great stats, but they're not horrible. And when you kind of look at the prices, you're all, oh, this would be worth it. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest stats. You want great stats, buy a home for $1 million. You'll have great stats everywhere else. But for $156,000, Terre Haute is not a bad choice. 26, Muncie, Indiana. Look at that, 2 Indianas back to back. Ball jars made history. Now the only thing getting preserved here is your budget. The average home value here is $148,835. 25, Alexandria, Louisiana. Average home value, $146,728. Smack in the middle of Louisiana. Convenient, modest wages, and price tags that still remember 2014. The downside? It's Louisiana and the stats aren't really that good. So buyer beware. 24, Mansfield, Ohio. Average home value, $146,998. The prison is a movie set and the market is doing time. Sentenced to prices your wallet can actually post bail for. Yes, they got some cheap homes here. $146,000 is not bad. 23, Parkersburg, West Virginia. Average home value, $145,757. It's not bad. It's also West Virginia. River views, refinery rumors, and mortgages so small you can misplace them in your glove box. Yeah, you know, this is another one of West Virginia. This whole video's filled with West Virginia towns, and it's too bad. I say it all the time. It's too bad because it's such a beautiful state, such wonderful people. I don't know if it's bad luck, bad policy, what's gone wrong with this state over the decades. It's just too bad. Maybe someday they'll just turn it around. I mean, they are little by little here and there, but with their luck and their history, I'm wondering what's going to happen next to the place. 22, Wheeling, West Virginia. Average home value, $145,243. That's actually expensive for West Virginia. As you'll see, it gets really cheap in West Virginia. The old steel bridges are sturdy. The asking prices are whatever happens when gravity wins. 21, Beckley, West Virginia. This is another one, really cheap, $144,980. Not bad for an average. Coal country charisma with a price tag that suggests even the houses clip coupons. 20, Weirton, West Virginia. Average home value, $143,612. Now, this is another one of West Virginia's towns that's just been struggling for decades. It sits about 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh on the Ohio River, but it's your typical West Virginia town that's struggling to reinvent itself, which I hope they do. A lot of wonderful people in West Virginia. It's just their economy sucks. They've got no jobs, and people keep dreaming the coal industry is coming back. Hope it does. I just don't think it will. 19, Altoona, PA. Average home value, $140,581. Not bad. The trains are loud, the coffee is strong, and the mortgage is about the cost of your favorite espresso machine. Yes, it's pretty cheap here. Number 18, Huntington, West Virginia. Sticking with West Virginia for a while here. The average home value is $137,982, which is not bad. Huntington is not terrible. It's a college town, a river city with blue-collar pay and no interest in bidding wars. Redfin's popcorn stays unpopped here. Number 17, Dayton, Ohio. Average home value, $134,000. This is aviation's birthplace, but, the wages never took off here. So that's kind of good news because since they don't have a lot of high-paying jobs or jobs, period, everything else is going to be cheap, and their real estate is no exception. They do have a lot of crime, and this is one of the first ones I'll tell you that it's not worth $134,000. So stay out of Dayton. Number 16, Anderson, Indiana. Average home value, $130,558. GM left a forwarding address, the houses stayed, and started offering please take me pricing. Yeah, this is another one of the Rust Belt places. They did a lot of manufacturing here back in the day. There's still some there. I'm not saying it's all gone, but Anderson was once a great city, and one day maybe it will. So get in early. $130,000 is not that bad. 15, Peoria, Illinois. I didn't check beforehand, but it's either Illinois, West Virginia, or Indiana or Ohio have most of the cities on this list. Right now it's looking like Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, or West Virginia. We'll see by the end. If it plays in Peoria, it's affordable. This place has been cheap since forever. I think 1977 was the last time they peaked. So it's been a while. But $128,940 is not a bad price for a home in a place like Peoria. It's not great, but it's not absolutely horrible. 14, Toledo, Ohio. Average home value, $127,767. Glass City, transparent prices. What you see is what your down payment can actually handle. The good news is Toledo's minor league baseball team, the Mud Hens, is still there, so get your season tickets in 2026. Lucky number 13, Saginaw, Michigan. Average home value, $126,013. This is another Rust Belt city, so the prices are going to be low. On top of it, it comes with the state of Michigan, so that's going to mean your prices are even lower. You'll see Michigan a lot more on this list as we get into the top 10. But yeah, the average home value, $126,000. Not bad. Number 12, Elmira, New York. Average home value, $124,199, which is not bad. Mark Twain actually wrote here, and that's about it. Well, I guess somewhere in this vicinity, Joseph Smith found 3 rocks that he put in his hat, and they let him talk to God. That was kind of weird. I mean, I don't know the whole story because I'm not a Mormon, but I'm sure someone's going to let me know in the comment section, or they'll email me. I mentioned something about Mormonism one time, and it wasn't mean. I got about 20 emails from people that wanted to counsel me on it. Thought that was awkward. Number 11, Jamestown, New York. Average home value, $121,983. That is not bad. This is where Lucille Ball is from. Comedy capital by birthright, and the house prices punchline still lands every time. This is a place where they're just happy if you come to the open house. And, if you buy something great, but they're just lonely here at open houses. So go on into Jamestown, take a look at some houses. Number 10, Bay City, Michigan. Average home value, $121,013. Yeah, this is famous for the Bay City Rollers. I don't know if you remember them, but back in the 70s, they were kind of like this pop disco band. And they were from Edinburgh, Scotland. They decided they needed a name, so they literally threw a dart at a map of the world, and it landed near Bay City, Michigan, and that became their name. But this place is boats in the summer, bargains year-round. Bring a jacket and a modest cashier's check, and you got a house. Number 9, Warren, Ohio. Average home value, $120,277. The industry diet plan worked too well. The house is slimmed down to a 2-paycheck and a handshake deal. Number 8, Clarksburg, West Virginia. More West Virginia. These poor people. Literally. The average home value here is about $119,648. But this place stays afloat by government offices and modest jobs, and homes priced like they're lobbying for your signature. Number 7, Bluefield, West Virginia. Average home value, $112,341. Not bad at all. High elevation, low appraisal, mountain air included at no extra cost. So that's a good thing. Yeah, you know, West Virginia, you can't deny its beauty. And the towns are so small, the cities are so small, you could be out into the wilderness within 10 minutes of wherever you are in that city, or you're already there and it doesn't take any time. But I've never been to Bluefield. I've been near it, kind of got the vibe of the area, but for $112,000, might be worth checking out to just about anyone, especially if you work remotely. Number 6, Decatur, Illinois. Average home value, $104,769. Soybeans, smokestacks, and a market that thinks starter homes should actually start somewhere reasonable. Not a bad place to live, but average home value, $104,000. We're about to crack that $100,000 mark. Number 5, Johnstown, PA. Flood history made everyone an amateur hydrologist. Premiums stayed low, and so did the price per square foot. The average home value in Johnstown, Pennsylvania is $99,777. Sounds like a lucky number to me. Number 4, Detroit, Michigan. Average home value, $78,973. Renaissance and pockets, yard sales everywhere else. You could buy a block party and the block in parts of Detroit. Now, this one's amazing because we all know Detroit has just been the bottom of the barrel when it comes to U.S. cities over the last 30, 40 years. It's getting better. And I've said this in other videos that the downtown area is doing a lot better and it's spreading out to the suburbs now. I think in about 10 years, it won't be the greatest city in the United States to live. It's nowhere near that. But it's not going to be a bad place to live when you compare it to other places. Detroit is on the upswing. If you've got money and you want to talk to a real estate agent or anything like that, matter of fact, there's a link for Home and Money in the description area below. Talk to one there. But I think Detroit might be a great place to invest money. I'm not a professional. That's my opinion. But yeah, the average home value, $78,000. Not bad. Number 3, Danville, Illinois. Average home value, $75,165. If your idea of luxury is paying property taxes without crying, Danville rolls out the red carpet for you. This place is cheap. It's Midwest. The people tend to be nice. They do have some crime. They do have some other bad stats. But this one's big thing is not a ton of jobs. Bring one with you, and you can get a house for $75,000. Now, this is the average value. I kind of poked around on Zillow on a lot of these, and just my estimate, if you add 20% onto any number I've given you on this, you're getting a house that's probably in decent shape and ready to move in. So in this one, you're still under $100,000 if you add that 20% on. Number 2, Youngstown, Ohio. You know, Youngstown's come up 3 times in videos lately, and I don't think we'd talked about it for like 4 years. So something's going on there. But your average home value is $66,489. That's insane. Very affordable here. In Youngstown, I wouldn't say it's on the upswing, but it's not doing as bad as it used to. Put it that way. All right, before we get to number 1, if you want to help out your local YouTuber, make sure you like, leave a comment, and if you got time, watch one of the suggested videos at the end of this video. It helps us out. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Flint, Michigan. Average home value, $64,358. Not bad. Complicated past, cautious demand, and list prices that show up wearing "Let's Make a Deal" stickers. I still wouldn't recommend Flint to anyone right now. It's got about another 5 to 10 years if things go the right direction before you should start considering it. And then I'm sure it's going to be a kind of a maybe thing. I think they're a long ways off, but that price might entice some of you to give it a look. They got crime, they don't have jobs, their water crisis is being fixed, but they just got a lot of problems. And on top of that, it's cold as hell in the winter. So not a lot it has to offer unless you're moving there for family. All right, that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like I said, watch one of the videos being suggested right about now. All right, everyone have a great day. Be nice to each other.